Hey, Julie.
Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Hey, Deanna.
Hi, how are you guys doing?
Good. So how are things going on 65th, Deanna?
Good. They're supposed to sign tomorrow. I don't know when yet. And then get the keys on Saturday.
Awesome. Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Just about one more minute. We'll see who else joins us. Okay, I recognize most everybody that's here today, but in case we haven't met, I'm Aaron West. I'm the productivity coach in the Eugene Springfield office, and I will introduce Morgan in just a little bit to take it away for today's class. But first, as usual, we're going to start in with our accountability, contacts, cards, showings, and well, not showings, but viewings rather, and database. So Julie, can you get us started off today?
Sure, I do. So far today I've made 5 contacts, and otherwise I've been working on a counter offer. My sellers received an offer and we've been working on a counter offer, and now I'm doing class, so I'll finish the rest later. That's it for me.
Awesome. Can you give us the details? What's going on?
The offer?
Yeah.
Oh, well, the counter offer, they made an offer 60,000 below what
Okay.
they're asking. And there's a couple other things that they want. And so we're countering back at the price and then not going for some of the things they want. So
Awesome. Well, good luck to you and your sellers. Very cool.
yeah, fingers crossed.
Deanna?
I did add 4 more names into my contact list. I haven't written any thank you notes, but I have a bunch now that I need to start writing in. And then I've just been trying to wait for the title company to get a hold of us to figure out when we can sign tomorrow.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. Vanessa, how's it going?
Good. I have a I just scheduled an open house for this weekend for Saturday. And
Awesome.
I have somewhere in between a lead and a buyer, I guess, because they're being really flaky right now. But they finally met with the lender. They're filling out their pre-approval application and whatnot right now. I have 3 new contacts. I had a meeting this morning for another potential client, and I have one more later today.
Awesome. Very cool. Yeah, I feel like those buyers that maybe were flaky up until a certain point, as soon as they get that pre-approval letter and that permission to shop, their whole perspective changes.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping that'll happen too as soon as they finish that process, but they've been really flaky up to this point. So I'm hoping it does change a little bit.
Yeah, very cool. Well, keep us posted.
Thanks.
Carly, how's it going?
Good. I finally got my business card, so I've been sending all of my little notes that I've been writing over the weeks out, put those in there. And then I actually got 15 new contacts over the weekend.
Awesome. Very cool. Hannah, how about you?
Hi. So I kind of skipped class last 2 days, so I have to watch recordings. After my little open house debacle, really haven't done too much else. I just kind of needed a minute, like frustrated, and I was like, okay, I just need to like cool down for a minute. So
Scheduling was weird, right?
yeah, I don't, it just
Yeah.
ended up being a waste of my day.
Gotcha.
So yesterday I was at the office for the all partners meeting, and I got to spend some time with Matt Kendall and help him because he was really confused on the whole command ads versus like the Facebook one. So I just kind of helped him with that. So that's really all I've done in the last couple of days. I just need to like breathe a little bit. So
Totally. Well, I can send you the recording so you can catch up if you like.
Mara already did. So
Oh,
I'm
okay.
gonna catch up on those soon.
All right. Awesome. Thanks, Hannah. John, how are things going with you?
Still slow. Been kind of a lazy day, vacation day, but I did get a name in my database, and I've been doing some other online stuff here. Like scripts practice this morning, and I met with Mara today. I've been doing some stuff, but not like reaching out or anything.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem like a lazy day if you were on scripts and then meeting with Mara and now you're taking class. But yeah, I get what
Well,
you're
I
saying.
think it's going to be about 5 or 6 hours worth of video type stuff or something today, but like I said, in between, I'm like doing nothing. Just trying to take a nap since but it's kind of a lazy day for me, but I did get a name in my database and doing a lot of this. So getting the
Yeah,
information.
awesome. Yeah, thanks for sharing. Hey, Lauren, how's it going?
Yeah, so it's good. So yesterday I had the photos taken. So I missed the all partners meeting. Is that recorded?
I think we have a recording of that. Yeah, I should be able to
Okay.
shoot that your way.
I would appreciate that. So it was great. Really liked the photographer, and her photos came today and they were great. And I just uploaded them. So the listing will go live tomorrow. So that's my first. And then planning the opens and doing the I don't know what you call that information sheet handout, at pretty one.
Yeah.
And met with the title officer and found out she was the person who was the title officer on my house here and saved the day, which was so cool. I just feel like these personal connections with the lender and title officer are going really well. Like they're human contacts instead of just business contacts. I really like that. So it's good.
Yeah, that's really exciting. Congratulations. Miriam, how are things going with you?
Hi, I've only added 2 new contacts since Monday. I had a potential buyer, but I feel like she's being a little flaky too, like Vanessa's. She did get in contact with the lender that I recommended to her, but she's kind of been flaky about sending like her information. But I'm hoping that her daughter's been sick, so I've been in contact with her still. So I'm hoping that maybe in the next couple of days that her daughter gets better, she can get that done. And I did also start doing like Christmas cards and notes that I'm going to send out to people. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. Amy, how about you?
Things are going well. I have added 4 new contacts. Yesterday, I had an appointment that is going to lead to 2 referrals. So 2 buyers that are going to end up buying in Washington. So I'm vetting some realtors for them to send referrals for.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that's good. And then I did have the property that my client is super interested in that I was going to write an offer for hopefully next week. The property just went into probate. And so that's kind of disappointing. Everybody's on the same page, still wants to sell, but it's going to probably be more like January that we're going to be able to make that offer.
Yeah.
So a little bit of a bummer there. And I did just take the RMLS CMA webinar, and I would recommend it. It was short, it was quick, it's to the point, and kind of made it nice and clear. So based on that, is
good advice.
Yeah, it's decent.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Hey, Stella.
Hello. So I have added 2 contacts to my database, and I personally met with these people. They live in the neighborhood, and they know a lot of people around. So I think that those are good contacts for me. On Friday, I'm going to meet with potential seller. I got a lead through my friend in the neighborhood, and she knows that lady, like, not too very well, but she knows where she lives, and she knows she wants to sell the house. And on Friday, we're gonna go together, and she will introduce me to her neighbor, and hopefully we can get a listing from that appointment.
Yeah, very cool.
An appointment, it's kind of walking around the neighborhood. So I met with the title officer yesterday, established a relationship with them. I really like her. We'll work together, and I'm working on my Christmas cards today.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, keep us posted on how that listing is going. That sounds great.
Yeah, we do.
Hey, Thornton, how about you?
Hey, how's it going? I'm doing great. I got all my contacts from my phone, put in there, realized that a lot of people in there, I don't have a lot of information on them and probably never call them back. But so I went through and figured out the ones that I will, want to keep in touch with. Finally submitted everything for my closing. So trying to get paid today. Thank you.
Y pues me dijo, haz de cuenta como a mí si un día llegas y me dices, oh, ¿qué crees, prima? Estoy aquí afuera de tu casa. ¿Estás? A mí me dieron un chingo de gusto. A mí me vale más.
There we go.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I'm just now I'm just doing some CMAs for my next project.
Great. Awesome. Thank you. Hey, Daisy.
Hello. I haven't done much work on my database lately. I've been out of town and dealing with a hip replacement, but I am ready to close on my end for a transaction, and that's super exciting. If I can just get the sellers to be ready to close as well, I think we'll be good.
Thanks, Daisy. Ishmael, are you available?
Yes, I'm here. Well, I knew, but I'm with the KWCC, right? So I was building my data today and keep building my data and send a few properties to a prospect. I also contacted another prospect that possibly is going to be able to buy a house, and I check out on two properties that I have in escrow. So that's for today. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nicole, are you available?
Yep, I'm here. Sorry, I'm in and out of a hospital, and I don't want to like show other people or anything. But I've not been able to add contacts. I've been sort of dealing with a personal thing, but what I have been doing is I've been listening to an Audible called What All Real Estate Agents Should Know and Say, something along those lines. So I've been listening to an audiobook when I can't be on my electronics and I kind of need to be present and at least appearing to listen or be there to someone else. So I've been listening to that book, and I've also been working on some of the other things that I can kind of do for now. I signed up to volunteer with the city of Eugene, which I used to do years ago, and so I'm just waiting to get an email back about what positions are available. And I met with a person that lives in my neighborhood that put a for sale by owner sign at their house. I met with them last week and then again yesterday afternoon. I'm not feeling super confident about being able to get the listing from them. They feel pretty maybe almost resistant to sell the house, but sort of have to. So I'm feeling like I might be better off finding them a buyer that gives them an offer that they can't refuse, kind of thing. They need to get out of the house. And at the very least, I feel like I'm building a good relationship in my neighborhood, which is important. I live in a small town, and that's kind of where I want my farm to be, you know? So, but yeah, I haven't added any new contacts, but I'm working on that whole, you know, contacts through community building, and I've been working more on bulking up my Facebook, making sure that I'm like, you know, posting and reacting and engaging with people. And then I think it was Hannah that said that she had paid for some ads and that it was really affordable. And I found that also to be the case with my open house last weekend that ended up getting canceled. I still got a couple good leads from there, and I've been messaging them. I haven't called them yet, but I got the distinct impression and distinct message from one of them that they don't like phone calls. So I'm not going to push that phone call, but I have been sending them leads. So I feel like I haven't been getting a lot done, but as I'm saying it, it sounds like I've been doing stuff. So it's funny how that works.
Yeah, that all sounds great. And what was the name of that book again, in case anybody wants to write that?
You know what? I was going to just look at it because I feel like I knew what it was. And then when I said it out loud, it didn't sound. Oh, it's Exactly What to Say for Real Estate Agents.
Okay, cool. All right.
And it's kind of like a scripts thing, you know, but even, yeah, like just sort of how to get those real estate conversations going and how to be in charge of them instead of dragged around.
Awesome. Thank you. Trevor, are you available today?
I'm sorry, was that a book called that?
Yes.
Or okay, all right.
Yeah, but it's on Audible. So it's a book on Audible. I find it nice to have a book that I can listen to. I do a lot of driving and all that. So
Well, I can see with the scripts book, especially having an Audible version of it would be awesome, actually. Yeah.
yeah, you can hear the tone and stuff. So
Sorry about that, Trevor.
No worries. Yeah, I am available. I haven't really added much to my database, but this last weekend I made a bunch of gift baskets and like not baskets, but like gift bags essentially, and just walked around all my neighbors and chatted with them for a little bit. And I pull punched my card and put it on there so they have my card and everything, and just went around and chatted with all of them, and it went pretty well. So hopefully maybe in the future they give me a referral or use me.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. How about Janet? Janet, can you hear me? Are you available? How about Luba? Can you chime in today?
Yeah, so I currently have 2 possible buyers that I am in contact with. They're both kind of maybe 3 to 6 months out of buying because they're still looking to sell their own homes, and they're both out of I live in Salem, and they're both in La Pine area. So I just set up a home search, one of those things on MLS that kind of sends out them emails with the new houses on the market with the criteria that they're looking for. And every time that, like every maybe once a week or so, I try to reach out to them and see if they found anything they like or anything like that. So far it's kind of iffy, but that's what I got going on.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. And then Morgan, that's you in that KWES screen, right? Hey, okay, cool. So today we have Morgan Heitzma, He is the Director of Technology and Innovation for the Experience Brokerage Network. Morgan specializes in Keller Williams technology and educational operations. By innovating and implementing new strategic systems to the KW educational model, Morgan is responsible for the curation of educational content while teaching and enhancing the utilization of KW tools and resources through technology. So with that, I will hand things over to Morgan for today's class.
Hey, thank you so much, Aaron. I really appreciate it. And thank you for all of you guys for allowing me to teach your class today. I have to say this is probably one of my most favorite anticipated classes to teach here. A little backstory about me. I am Director of Growth and Innovation for the Experience Brokerage Network. I believe it's almost 3 years to the date for me joining KW. And before my position now, I was in the Agent Services Coordinator role in Keller Williams Eugene Springfield. Before that, before I joined KW, I actually had my own virtual assistant business to help struggling small businesses in the local area. So mom and pop shops, food carts, things like that. For those who didn't quite have the budget or resources to kind of quite make the name for themselves. Here today, I just a little backstory about my virtual assistant. When I'd walk around to these different businesses and engage in conversation, I'd come back with a huge stack of business cards at the end of the day. And not knowing the Keller Williams systems and models, I would take that stack of business cards and I would throw it in my drawer and hope that somebody would call me. I have to say that would probably be the biggest detriment to my business before joining KW, is just not knowing, to stay front of mind and in front of my clients. So I'm here today to really show you guys about 4 things. One is how to get and stay focused. 2, how to know your numbers. 3, keeping yourself accountable to your goals. And 4, preparing for your business future. Now, as we move onward here, before we actually get started, I wanted to start off by saying, we've been through 12 or so Ignite classes. Who's been your favorite through this round? Who's been your favorite teacher?
Aaron.
Aaron
and Eric and Mara, of course. I like it. Those are 3 the best teachers.
I like Audrey too. She's awesome.
Audrey is good. Yes.
I liked Audrey a lot.
Audrey,
I liked Eric a lot.
I really like Eric a lot. It's good.
I liked Audrey.
All right.
Sarah's social media class was pretty energetic.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you guys could do me a favor. Yes, thank you. I know I always have to say that before I start my class. No, I'm just kidding. But before we move onward here today, please, if you guys ever see any of your instructors or teachers, just give them a thumbs up. Let them know how much you appreciate them, because they do take the time out of their day to come and teach you guys and share the knowledge that they have. So if you can, big shout out to all the Ignite and Productivity Coach teachers out there. I'll be sure to do my best to kind of give a shout out to Eric and Audrey and Aaron for you guys as well. Now, the second thing that I'd like to do is I'd like to talk about goals here for a second. Now, how to talk about goals. So the biggest thing about goals, and I usually I would go across one at a time through the camera and ask you guys about your goals, but seeing as how we have quite a bit of participants here, if you could go ahead and write down your goal. What's your big reason, your big why for joining real estate, for creating a business? Like, what is the reason, the big goal that you have for creating your own company? Now, I know a lot of times, we could just chalk it up to saying, I want to make a lot of money, right? Or, I want to be my own boss or things like that. But what I'd like to do is I'd like to challenge you guys into thinking of a deeper reasoning or a deeper why, something that you can hold on to in the best of times as well as the worst of times, right? As we know in the real estate industry, it's kind of like a roller coaster, ups and downs. While you guys have your ups, you really want to stay grounded to that goal and that vision that you have. And then as well as your, the struggling times, you'd want to make sure to keep your reasoning front and center, the reason why you're going through this. So as you guys are writing out your goals, and please post your goals in the chat box down below. Let me tell you a little bit about my goal. Now, this class is the only class that I really truly kind of talk about this because I think it's important enough to know the difference between, I want to own expensive cars and I want to make a difference. Now, there may be some sad parts in this story, but it's not the reason for this story. The reason is the why. So a little personal story about me is, a few years ago, my mother, she passed away at 48 years old. And her big goal, her big thing that she wanted to do is she wanted to backpack through Europe. Pretty common goal, pretty common, a bucket list, right? But what ended up happening is she had 4 kids. She was a single mom. And, as we grew older, my little sister had a child and she was a grandmother now. And so she devoted her time and energy and effort into raising us and trying to make her children the best individuals that they can be. My mom never made it to Europe, and she never made it to backpack through there. And when she passed away, I had the thoughts and the ideas of what can I do to kind of make this tenfold, right? So a part of me thought maybe I should backpack through Europe, on my mom's behalf. However, I took it a step further and thought about my goals and my why. And I thought, how amazing would it be for my mother to see me accomplish my goals and my dreams? And, fast forward, my big goal is very similar to my mom's. I wanted to take a jazz cruise. So I'm big into jazz music, and every so often there'd be a commercial saying, did you like the people that you listen to? Well, you can join them on this cruise to the Caribbean. And so for the past few years, I thought about that. And, one day, my girlfriend came home and she saw me looking on the cruise website. Right. And, this happened for 2 or 3 days in a row. And she came home one day and she just said, well, are you going to pull the trigger on that or not? Are you just going to keep looking at it, or are we going to do this? And what she didn't realize at that point is that was a huge turning point in my life to be able to accomplish my dreams and my goals. And we did. We ended up going on that cruise, and I think we got another cruise coming up on in the next 6 or 7 weeks. So we ended up becoming avid cruisers, and my big goal from that point onwards, after I took my first cruise and I knew that things were capable, I was able to do things that I wanted to and accomplish my goals. I turned towards another goal. And this goal is a self-perpetuating a goal that I can never lose track of. And the goal that I have now is all I have to do is make my mom proud. And every day, as long as I am the best person that I can be and try as hard as I can, I know that I'm inching forward every day in becoming the best person I can be. Now, if we think about that and take a step backward for a moment, you'd see there's such a huge difference in an itemized trip or something like that, and really turning into, I want to make a huge difference. I want to provide for my family and make sure they don't have to go through the same struggles that I went through, right? Or I want to be able to set up a business foundation where my children can take on those duties and responsibilities when I retire. There's lots of different goals that are out there. My hope for you guys is to really identify the one big driving force and what makes you guys continue to do what you do, because that's going to be the deciding factor when things get super easy and when things get tough for you to be able to stay focused and accomplish your goals. I forgot to post this, but I'm going to post my name in the chat box down below, as well as my email. If you guys ever want to reach out to me. Let me scroll through here. Awesome. Provide a better future for my kids, be able to spend more time with them, scheduled flexibility, and see, and this, and so, and yeah, this is a huge thing. And Daisy and Miriam, it sounds like you guys have some really great goals. hold on to and to look forward to. So keep in mind why it's important to have a goal, why everybody always kind of says, what's your goal? What's your big why? Because again, it's the batteries. It's the batteries to your operating system. Now I'm going to share my screen over here. And right here we have a PowerPoint. Some of the stuff that I'm going to talk about here today is in the PowerPoint and some is not. So just keep in mind that that I'll try and make it the easiest I can for us to navigate through. So as we go through here, keep in mind that every time we go to Ignite and we talk about our daily 10-4s, right? How many contacts, how many open houses, things like that. The reason why we do this every time in Ignite is because it's very important to keep a habit of these individual goals here, because once you start to lose track and you kind of cancel one out, as you move forward in your business, you'll see that your business will start to suffer. So so just remember that your daily 10-4s, your 10 new contacts, speak to 10 people in your database, 10 notes, and 10 open houses or house previews. So do this to the best of your ability, and again, challenge yourself. I always like to gamify myself when I have a challenge in front of me, and again, I would probably say 15, 15, 15. You may hear the expression "aim high and shoot." What was it? Shoot high and land among the stars, right? Aim for the moon, land among the stars. We have the same sort of concept here, where we want to make sure that you aim high, because chances are when you aim high, you may end up right to where your actual goal is. So I don't want you to over exaggerate it, right? Like 20 new contacts and so on. We still want you guys to have a win. But just keep in mind that the more you challenge yourself, the bigger the growth you'll start to see in your business. Now, before I get to this next page here, I want to talk about, the industry that we're in really quick. The industry that we're in is yes, to help individuals buy and sell homes, right? But truly our industry is the industry of service. And the best way that we can kind of think about this is I'm going to try and take it to the best basics that I can. And the basics that I have are a restaurant, right? So when you walk into Applebee's or Buffalo Wild Wings or wherever, what happens first? First, you're greeted by a host. The host asks how many, and then you are taken to a table, and then you wait for your waiter. Then your waiter comes and asks you if you want anything to eat or drink. Asks you if you want anything to drink first. Then they'll come back and then they'll take your order and give you your drinks. So if you think about the process of a restaurant industry, you'll see that it's very similar to the process of us as real estate agents. First, what we do is we get a cold lead that comes in, right? And then we start to build that relationship, AKA find them a seat. And then when they're ready to buy or sell, then we hand them a menu. We give them their food and drink, and then we give them their tab. So it's the same sort of concept when it comes to real estate. Again, it's the service industry. What we're here to do is we're really here to build relationships. The more relationships that we build and that we interact with, the more the business will start to flow. And this next page that I have on here is going to be us doing our call lists. And tell me, since we switched to Ignite on Zoom, do you guys have any classes? Have you done any calls? No? Okay.
We did one time. Just once.
Yeah. And so and typically we have Ignite in-house, right? And before COVID, and we would take a moment, like 15 minutes or so, to do some calls. And basically this really is a huge foundational block for us to be able to reach out and engage with our database or our contacts. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do something a little bit different. I am going to have us do this, but I'm going to do it in a different sort of way. What I would like you guys to do is since we did kind of hit the COVID era, I know we're kind of like on the back end of that. So I said this time last year, but as we are heading towards the back end of COVID, you'll see that a lot of times individuals will be either busy, taking up, being part-time teachers, working from home, and being in the middle of other sort of tasks, where phone calls at this point in time may not be the best way to engage. Now, before I go any further, phone calls are always going to be the best standard. Somebody's going to be able to hear your voice. You're going to be able to talk to them. So I don't want to discredit that. However, we want to be receptive to the different ways that individuals like to be contacted as different phases happen, right? As the COVID phase happens, we may be best to text our individual contacts. So what I have here is I'm going to put 5 minutes on the clock here. And what I would like you to do is I would like you to text at least 3 individuals from your contacts. Now, you can always text more, but I'd like to challenge you. Part 2 to this challenge is I don't want you to say really anything about real estate. I just want you to reach out and see how they're doing, what their plans for Thanksgiving is, if they have their Christmas shopping plans all squared away. If you guys are having a client appreciation event, let them know about that, and so on and so forth. So we'll cancel real estate out of it, and we'll just reach out to at least 3 individuals to see how they're doing and what's going on in their lives. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 5 minutes on the clock here. And then go for it. All right. Is that enough time for you guys? Okay. So as we move forward here, can you tell me, did anyone respond back to you just yet? Yeah? Lauren, can you unmute yourself and tell me a little bit?
A friend who has had a lot of questions about home buying and business buying and investing and stuff. So yeah, I just connected with her to see how she was, and she texted right back.
Awesome. That's pretty impressive, especially with only 5 minutes gone by. So anyone else? Anybody else get any text backs?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
I had like 4 texts back, and we're scheduling like mutual hangout with my friends in the neighborhood in the nearest future after the holidays.
Awesome. That's so cool. Look at that.
People.
What was that?
I reached out to 3 people, and so far 1 got back to me immediately.
That's awesome. And see, you guys can see how quick, or at least a different avenue of reaching out to your database. Again, like I said, before COVID happened, texting wouldn't be quite as prevalent, but nowadays, it could really help you guys out, especially if somebody's busy right at this point in time. There could be, a point in the next 20, 30 minutes where they would have a moment to respond back to you. So if you guys can, just keep an eye out on your phones and holler at me throughout the rest of this training if you guys get any text back. Again, it's super amazing. What we're doing is we're building relationships, okay? The more you build relationships, the more you will find out if there's a loved one that passed away and they need their house sold. If someone went off to college and they need to downsize. So again, staying front of mind and building those relationships. The information is key. Okay. So as we're moving on here, I'd like to talk to you a little bit about your sales funnel here. So every business has a sales funnel, is very similar. But what we have here, we start at the top of the funnel and we make our way down to our payday here. The first is going to be leads. Now, this is anyone who clicks on your social media ad, who goes to your website and signs up, things like that. This is what's designated as a lead. Now, a lead can fit into, I'd say, about 3 different categories. A cold lead, one that has clicked on your ad and you have not reached back out to them yet. A warm lead, which is you're building that relationship back and forth and you're getting more information. And then a hot lead, which is they're ready to do business with you, whether it be buy or sell. Next, after the leads section right here, then we're going to funnel them down into appointments. And these are all the individuals that you set appointments up. Whether it be buying or selling, we all go through that appointment stage, and then we all go through that agreement stage. Again, whether you're buying or selling, you're either signing I shouldn't say that word just yet. You're going through agreements to make sure that that both parties are satisfied with the deal, and then you go into contracts, which is the finalized document where both parties sign on that deal, and then you get a payday, which is your closeout. You complete your commissions report, and then you get paid. So this is truly what your business looks like. So again, this is a sales funnel that you can pretty much apply to any business at all. So this is what we call like the standard of business development right here, is our sales funnel. I have a video here to show you. It's called a day in the life of a mega agent. This video has a lot of amazing pieces of information to help you organize your day in the way that a mega agent would. So before I play this video, one thing that we that we've discovered is that the beginning of the day is going to be the best time of day to start front loading all of your activities, because as the day goes on, you may get an email, you may get like an emergency call, and so on and so forth. So we always say that the beginning of your day is going to be the best to front load your main activities. As we dissect that beginning of the day a little bit more, these aren't just activities that you check your email or you check your text messages. These are going to be what we call daily rocks, and these daily rocks are tasks that you accomplish in order to move your business forward. So if you guys have not heard of the One Thing or the One Thing podcast, so there's a book and a podcast by Jeff Woods, Geoff Woods. And he talks about that typically us as real estate agents, or really all individuals, quickest task, but that easiest, quickest task is usually a task that does not move our business forward. It's just a fire that pretty quickly.
Anybody else hear him? Or is this just me?
No, I can't hear him anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, I lost him, but I've been having internet connection issues for a couple days.
Check 1 2. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Sure.
I apologize. My cord unplugged. Where did you guys last hear me talk about?
The podcast and the book.
Yeah.
Jeff
Woods
podcast.
Yep, Jeff Woods podcast. So Jeff Woods, he's the creator of The One Thing. So there's a One Thing podcast and the book The One Thing. I don't have it readily accessible, but he talks about what is the one thing that you can do today that will make everything else obsolete or move your business forward, right? So we don't want to spend time responding to quick one-off emails. What we want to do is we want to tackle the biggest tasks that move our business forward. So, so as I go through here, I'm gonna play a day in the life of a mega agent here for us. And again, if you guys have any questions, let me know. Give me a second. Let me just at least make sure you guys can hear this volume. If you can't, or if it's weird, just let me know, okay?
Hi, I'm Linda McKissick, and I'm going to talk to you about an ideal day in the life of a mega agent. First thing in the morning, I have to start with getting up and getting my head right. What I've discovered is if I get my head there, my body will show up. So that typically means getting up in the morning, always exercising, getting the blood flowing, and second, reading something either spiritual or motivational, or listening to an audio tape. Jim Rohn happens to be my favorite, so he's always in one of my CD players somewhere so that I can plug him in easily. And just listening to people that are inspirational, because I think all of us need hope every day to go do what we have to do. As we get to the office, the most important thing is, because every business is a lead generation business, is what does that lead generation look like? For me, because I'm at the 7th level, one of the most important things is what key people do I need to talk with that day? And that always pops up first. Do they have what they need to succeed? And then the next thing is, who are the people we need to be doing business with? How have I communicated with them lately? What do I need to do now? Is it a phone call today? Is it a drip campaign? Is it an invitation to something? Looking for how do I communicate with those people that we want to do business with, and how do I keep furthering that relationship and moving it along? I've discovered my business energy is highest earliest in the morning, earliest in the day, and earliest in the week. So I front load my week, Monday being the most difficult day with all the contacts and all the lead generation that I need to do early in the morning. And that frees me up to have the afternoon to kind of just work on plans or projects. Typically what I find is through the week, Monday and Tuesday are heavier, and Wednesday, and by Thursday and Friday it's pretty more entrepreneurial of just off the cuff. And in the evening on Mondays or through the week is, it's always about family, because the reason we do what we do is so that we can build a great life and build great memories with our family. So our kids are very important to us. We're very involved. It's what are we going to do as a family? What do we need to do as a family? When's dinner? Where are we going to go? Or what are we going to eat? And that kind of rejuvenates me. One of my philosophies is the purpose of business is to fund life. And to me, life is all about family. And as a mega agent, your day might look different, but the key things we have to always remember is certain parts of our day have to look the same. So you might want to think about, where's my head? How can I get my head in the right place? And then we always want to remember that every business has to be lead generating. So what does your lead generation look like? Is it earliest in the morning? Is it earliest in the day? And then we always have to know that somewhere in the day we have to spend that quality time with family, because we don't want to win at business to lose at family. Thanks for watching KW Connect, and make it a great day.
All right. What are some key points that you guys took away from this video?
She mentioned that for her, it's early in the morning. And I think it's really important that people find their most productive time, because I'm not super productive early in the morning, and that's okay. Like, just knowing yourself is important.
Absolutely. I think just being able to find your rhythm, and again, what works for you, and again, what works for somebody else may not work for you, and being able to find that momentum is super, super important. Anyone else?
I really like that she said you want to be able to win at business, but not lose at family, kind of keeping that work family balance in there.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel a lot of times, agents will treat family time like a free day or vacation, but truly it is the reason why we're doing what we're doing and why we're working so hard. So yeah, I agree with that. You do not have to lose at family in order to win at business. One more. Anyone else?
Well, I think she suggested to listen to inspirational like audiobooks and CDs, and I do this, and I find it really helpful. And I constantly switch the sources. And if you do it every day, it's really motivates you big time.
I agree with that, Stella. Just being able to read or listen to some inspirational or motivational content really helps to energize and get, like she said, like Linda said, kind of get your head in the game and make sure that you are well equipped to jump into your business and run with it. Now, Ishmael asked about the One Thing book, and so I put it in the chat box down below for you. I put the audiobook link as well as the podcast. I just don't have, and if you want a physical book, I believe your market center leadership team may have some of those on hand that you can get. All right, let's jump back over here. So, Pearls of Wisdom. Okay, we're moving right along here. So Pearls of Wisdom, again, this is going to be a little bit different because we're doing things virtually now, but within our Pearls of Wisdom packet here, you are tasked with seeking out 5 people in your market center and asking them 2 questions. One was what are your top 3 answers? Oh, sorry. What is your advice to getting into effective production as quickly as possible? And what is your secret to longevity and prosperity in the real estate business? So what I'd like to do is, we may have not have done this just yet, but I'd like you to seek out 5 individuals in your market center. So preferably top agents. And if you don't know who your top agents are in your market center, there should be a a wall with like some frames of like the top written, listed, and closed, and those are your top producing agents in the market center. And if you ask these individuals, as long as they have the time and they're not super busy, they should be able to stop and give you these answers right here. One amazing thing about Keller Williams is that we share our information, and we would love to see everyone grow with us. So like I said, as long as this mega agent isn't like in the middle of something, if you go and you ask them these 2 questions, you should get some valuable information to apply to your business. All right. Okay. There we go. Okay, so moving onward here, we also have, do you have focus? So it's really cool about our focus here. After our pearls of wisdom, we have other pieces of info that you can really ask anyone in your market center. And let's see here. There's five questions that you can ask. And one is going to be, how do you create a personal plan and make process your focus? The second one is going to be, how do you time block to get your focus? Third one is going to be, how do you use accountability to keep your focus? The fourth one is, how do you make sure your environment supports your focus? And the fifth one is, how do you keep your energy to maintain your focus? So before we move onward here, do you all have you all have packets, right? You all have your Ignite packets and stuff. Okay, perfect. So I just want to make sure you guys can see what I'm seeing over here. And we also, on how do you keep your energy to maintain your focus, number 5 right here, I have 5 individual ways to focus right here. So it's these, I have 5 different types to gain energy and then to gain this energy, you have to do these activities. So I hope I said that right. So in order to gain your spiritual energy, you meditate and pray. To gain your physical energy, you exercise and you eat right. To gain your emotional energy, it's hug, kiss, and laugh. To gain your mental type of energy, you plan and calendar. And last but not least, for your business energy, you lead generate. Okay, so here's your 5 different ways to gain energy based off of what types of energy you're looking for. All right, so now accountability. This is one of my most favorite parts right here. So right here, the first slide is a 411, but what I want to do is I kind of want to back up a little bit more and give you guys a few more pieces of resources here. So our 411 is typically 4 weeks, 1 month, 1 year. And really what we do here is we have four weekly goals. And if we accomplish these 4 weekly goals, like week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, then we should have accomplished our monthly goal. And within our monthly goals, we should accomplish our annual goal. So I'm actually going to use the 411 as the last document here because I have a few additional resources for you. So the first resource that I want to present to you is going to be something called the 4 conversations. And if we look at our business in a yearly rotation, we say, what do we want to earn at the end of the year, right? So what's our yearly goal? And I have a program here for you. It's actually inside of your goals, inside of Command, where you can actually use the technology to kind of calculate all those bits of information for you. So if we go inside of Command right here, and I were to click on reports, so it's going to be fourth from the bottom, you should have an option that says goals right here to set up your goals. And really what this goal is, and I'll put this link in the chat box down below for you. And what this goals section does is it really breaks down everything on the right-hand side for you and auto calculates it in real time on the left-hand side. So right here in next year, 2022, what is my 2022 annual goal? So I want $1 million for 2022. And then it's going to ask you, what are your expenses? And it gives you an example of your expenses, just in case if you're not quite sure. It says examples are salaries, most lead generation, marketing expenses, education, occupancy, automobile expenses, and so on. And then you have cost of sales, which is different. This one's going to be your market center brokerage, referral fees, transaction expenses, so on and so forth. So go through here and calculate all these little bits of information. What does your business make up? Are you 70% buyers and 30% listings? You can go ahead and reflect that right here. And again, what it will do is it'll calculate all of this out for you in real time. And then you'll be able to have your yearly goal. Now, what's cool about this, I'm going to X out of here just so I don't mess things up too much. What's cool is you actually have the ability to see what your goals are. And I have this document right here that I was just talking about. It's called the 4 Conversations. Oops, I didn't. Here we go. Here's your link for your Kelly guide. So within your 4 conversations, when you complete your goals out within command, it should tell you what profit you need to make every month. So you need to make at least this much every month. And then we can write it down in our profit down below. And then we work backwards. So if we need to make $70K every month, how many closings do we need in order to make that $70K? Now, judging based off of our, our listings and things like that, we can have a rough estimate. But as we move backwards, in order to get this many closings, so say I need 12 closings in order to get 70K profit, I will need to take so many listings. Now, the reason why we work backwards is because, for example, if I know that my profit, that I need to get this many listings in order to reach my profit, sometimes we have what we call an attrition rate. And an attrition rate is basically, even though your goal is 25 appointments and you'd think that you'd get half of those, 12, 13, maybe you don't. Maybe you get a third of those. So that's what we call an attrition rate. So we have to keep an account for attrition rate, and we can't really keep an account for attrition rate if we work from start to finish. We actually have to work from finish back to start. So profit 70K, closings, I need about 12 closings. In order to reach 12 closings, I need 25 listings. And in order to get 25 listings, I'm going to need about 40 appointments, just because my appointment to listing is about 50-50. Does that make sense, you guys? Okay, perfect. And I can go in more depth into this as well. I actually put all of these as downloadables for you. So I'm just gonna send these along. So you can go ahead and you can download this and you can write out your own goals. So what's cool is after you complete your command goals right here, you come up here and then your goal is always going to stay the same. And then your actuals are going to change. Okay. So this is your goal. And then you have to reach how many appointments. If I have 25 appointments as my goal and I have 14 appointments so far, I know I need at least 11 more appointments in order to reach my goal. Does that make sense? Okay. So super, super important for conversations. You may even see agents in your market center have these laminated and posted up in their offices. That's how important this is. Now I have another piece for you, and this is called a 135. Now, if we talk about a 411, our 401 again is you have one annual goal, and then you have monthly goals, and then you have weekly goals. Okay, each to accomplish their predecessor. So with a 135 right here, this is what our 135 looks like. And our 135 is basically a roadmap to what we want to do to accomplish our business. Okay. So our 135 is basically one main business objective for the year. I want to do this. I want to gross this much, right? I want to make this much in profit. I want to so on and so forth. I want to grow my business, so on. So your one big main goal, main business objective right here. And then what are 3 big tasks that if you were to accomplish these 3 big tasks, it would lead you to your main business objective, okay? So pretty simple, right? So you just divide your business objective into 3 big tasks in order to complete it. But then within your 3 tasks right here, we have 5 strategies to reach our goals. So basically, our 135 is how do I say this? Is one main goal, 3 objectives, and 5 strategies. So this is a very, very important part of our 411. And again, this paired 315 paired with a 411, it would really be a specific roadmap for you to accomplish your goals. Okay. So again, they didn't put the CGI, they didn't put the 4 conversations or the 135 in this class here today. This is me trying to make this as easy and bulletproof for you guys as possible. And then we have our 411. Okay. So our 135, our 411 is basically like a 135, but it's a little bit broader. Okay. So our 411 looks something similar to this right here. Our 401 is basically going to be our annual goals, our monthly goals, and our weekly goals. Okay. So again, looks very similar to a 135, but this is more divided into time frame rather than objective, if that makes sense. So what I would personally do is I would pair my 135 right here with my 411. And I would write out my weekly tasks to accomplish my monthly goals, just like I would right here. Does that make sense? And then you guys are pretty much bulletproof when it comes to, and then you have to at least do the task, right? You have to do the task and run your business, and then you're solid. So super, super cool. I don't think I gave this one to you guys yet. And there's that for you. So accountability is so important. I just gave you 3 documents right there to really help you with your accountabilities and your goal tracking, along with your command goals tracker. Okay, so that's four resources for you guys to stay in front of accountability. All right, so in here, we would have time to create our own 411s, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip this for now, and I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to kind of sit down and create your 411s on your own time, so you're not stressed or pressured for time. As long as you do promise me that you do complete your 411s. And again, if you guys have any questions or need any help regarding these, just let me know, and I should be able to help you out. All right, our goals right here. All right, so in your Ignite Your Business, which is the very first session in Ignite, you set a goal for your annual number of closed contracts based on the annual income you desire. Pretty similar to what we just talked about. Have you guys done that, or do you remember doing that? Perfect. Awesome. So annual goals can be broken down into monthly, weekly, or even daily goals to keep on track. You'll even be able to measure your progress towards them. At this time, you may be ready to increase your goal. You can enter your additional or changed goals in your GCI calculator. And again, can you guys tell me, just because I wasn't here for the first Ignite class, did you guys do your Ignite on your GCI calculator? Or did you do it inside of your goals inside of Command?
In Command.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. Cool. So basically what I just showed you before, since the first Ignite class, since it was about 12 weeks ago, go ahead and revisit your goals and just see if they need a little bit of adjusting. So that's basically what this section is saying. As you see now, you may start to get kind of a glimpse of we like to say that what you do now reflects 3 months from today. So everything that you're doing today, 3 months from now, you should see the fruits of your labor. So as you see right now, Ignite is 12 classes, which is 3 months long. If you guys have any expense changes or start to notice that your goals are a little bit different than what you first initially projected, you can go ahead and edit and change those up too. All right, now conversion ratios. So conversion ratios right here, very similar to that GCI calculator that I had up here for you. So let me see if I can find that again. In your GCI, in your 4 conversations, your GCI calculator, this guy right here, your conversion ratios really play into part when it comes to your 4 conversations a file there. And what we have right here is basically the definition of what I was trying to explain, but in numbers here. So right here, if we have 44 connections, right, which is how many people that we've reached out to, and we got 0 appointments for that, our conversion rate is 0 out of 44, which is 0%. If we made 29 connections and we had 0 appointments, again, that would be 0%. But now as we start to build up here, and we start to see the difference in the two, let's see here. As we have 36 connections and 1 appointment right here, you'll see 1 out of 36, which is a 2.7% conversion ratio right here. So now we can start to see what our conversion percentage ratio is as we start to move down our goals or our goal pipeline right here. So as you see right here, a listing appointments. I know this says connection, this says appointments, but let's use this as an example for our 4 conversations here. So say our connections are really our appointments right here in our first column. We have 49 appointments and 2 listings taken, which means we have a 4% conversion ratio when it comes to moving over. Now, you want to have at least like a 60% conversion ratio. We typically say about a 30% attrition rate, dropout rate. So whether it be emails that are being unsubscribed from, whether it be appointments, there's typically about a 30% attrition rate or dropout rate. But this is how, again, you'll start to really customize and utilize your 4 conversations with your conversions. All right, let's see what else here.
I'm sorry, what did you say was the what conversion rate are we looking for ideally?
So really typically what we say is we found a standard of about a 30% attrition rate. So it's like 1/3. So out of let's say out of 3 people that you invite to your class, at least one of them's not going to show up. So and that's basically how you treat your attrition rate really across the board. Now it really pays to have your attrition rate like down to the single digits, but it takes a lot of work and effort and strategy in order to kind of make that sound. So if I were to send all of you guys, probably about 30% of you are.
I think your thing is
I
unplugged.
think you're
again.
coming unplugged again.
No. Check 1 2.
Yeah, there you go.
Apologies.
It's wild over there.
But the
but yeah.
conversion rate will be a lot lower. I mean, things that actually turn into appointments versus how many people we're contacting.
Well, I mean, here let's bring up this 4 conversations again. So as we look at this with our 4 conversations, once you go through your goals and your command and you set up your goals, all of these bottom squares are already going to be filled in for you. So you'll just automatically write these in, and then you're just trying to match them, right? But if you have 25, let's just say, if you have 9 appointments, and you only take 6 listings, that's because of a 30% attrition rate. So not saying that everybody's going to have a 30% attrition rate. It's just that's what a kind of stock standard would be. That answer your question?
Yeah, I was just confused by this conversion rate, page 23 with connections. So appointments turning into contracts, that would be the number for the conversion rate, but connections to appointments.
Well,
I'm hearing 2 different things, so I'm a little confused, sorry.
Well, I mean, if you look at this and you see connections to appointments, right? And if you look at our 4 conversations, we don't have connections on here. So we just start off with appointments, right? So this is this does, you're looking at week 449, right? Nope. Well, either way, connect with me after class and I should be able to kind of run through those a little bit better for you. Okay. And that goes for all of you guys. If I didn't explain something terribly well, just please reach out to me. I'd love to elaborate. Let's see here. Commit to action, man. We're getting towards the bottom of this here. So commit to action here. So this being the last Ignite class here, I'd say it's pretty important to note that moving onward, unless you participate in Ignite again, that some of this information may be maybe left to the wayside, right? You'll get busy with contracts and engaging with your clients, and some of this information may fall to the wayside. But when we talk about committing to action, there's going to be a few different things that we want to emphasize on. Okay, so when we commit to action, our daily 10-4s are going to be one of the most important things to do, as well as our lead generation. Now, Hannah, by all means, work however you like to work, right? We typically say the morning's going to be the easiest for you just because there's less distraction. But again, however, I mean, that wouldn't be the case for a night shift worker, right? So everybody's going to be a little bit different, but we typically say really front load all of your work with your big rocks. Okay, so front load with your big rocks at the beginning of the week, and then typically as the week starts to hit like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you may start to see it slow down. Now, it may take a while to kind of really reorganize your calendar. But that just is a great segue into the next piece of advice. Your calendar is going to be your best friend. And I can't tell you what a relief it was the moment that I realized to take everything out of my head and put it onto a calendar where I don't have to think about it anymore. So we say in Keller Williams, if it's not on your calendar, it doesn't exist. And really, it's just a testament to how much we keep our eyes on our calendar. If there's something scheduled, I'm sorry, I'm not available, and so on and so forth. So our calendar is really it's something that I keep up all the time. So that's going to be a biggest a tool for you when it comes to your organizationals. Another big thing is I had a real estate agent that came up to me and asked me, what is one thing that you think that real estate agents, there's a big detriment to real estate agents? And I told him that it seems to me that when agents get busy, they don't have time to learn. And that is probably going to be, again, one of the biggest pieces of advice that I have for you is never, ever, ever be too busy to learn, because the moment you're too busy to learn, the moment you're already kind of living in the past, right? You're already obsolete or out of date. And again, it's just not where I would like to see you guys end up at. So no matter how busy you are, please, 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 we have lots of training. I know that, but our training is here for a purpose. You know, our training is really here to educate you guys and make sure that you're doing the best that you can. Commit to holding open houses. Commit to putting all the people in your database, right? That's going to be a huge thing. Even though you grab the contacts, you still want to make sure that you take them out of your phone, out of your email, out of social media, and start funneling into your database. Commit to going on blank amount of appointments a week. Again, hold yourself to a standard. Maybe even add plus 2 or 3 more on there, just so you can kind of give yourself an edge, or commit to pre-qualifying buyers and getting a signed buyer representation agreement before showing home. So this is very important. I'd hate for you to spend a lot of time and energy on your clients and having them end up not following through. So all you have to do is just give your buyers a pre-qualifying, have them sign a buyer's representation agreement and before you start showing them homes. Commit to pre-qualifying sellers with a pre-listing packet. If you guys don't know how to do that, or you guys want help on creating pre-listing packet, sign up for one of my training classes or schedule one-on-one with me. Commit to pricing the listing to ensure a sale for your customers. Okay. So again, we're not in the business to receive commission. We're in the business to service people. So, which means, again, don't go after the highest commission. Don't upsell a listing where you know that's not within the price range. Things like that. You want to ensure that it's a good sale on both parties, not just your seller or buyer, but on both sides of the transaction, because chances are you may be doing business with that real estate agent on the other side of the transaction again, and you want to make sure that your name in the community is a well reputable name. Commit to managing all transactions to a successful close for both parties. Again, just like what I said, successful transaction for both parties. You don't want to treat both sides as your client, because you're representing half of the deal. Commit to customer service and creating a win-win for all parties involved. Commit to your 411 and having yourself held accountable to it. Again, something so important, your 411. And again, your 135, a little added resource for you. That should keep you on track. That's your map to your business. And every year you should be redoing these 411s and 135s. And sometimes we even suggest halfway through the year, every 6 months, go back and revisit your goals and see if you're on track or if you might need to make a few adjustments. And then commit to coaching of some form of regular accountability. So whether this be your productivity coach, whether this be your executive leaders in the market center, whether this be me or other Ignite productivity coaches, really hold yourself to coaching and accountability. Okay, so like I said, we're all here to support you guys and make sure you're doing the best that you can. All right. There's going to be a few other resources that I really want to draw to our attention. And one's going to be the Millionaire Real Estate Agent book. So the MREA. Let me see if I can find this for us. And again, this is another Audible. Your market center executive leadership team should also have these books on hand as well. So, the Millionaire Real Estate Agent is perfect, Vanessa. Your Millionaire Real Estate Agent book is really your real estate Bible. So in there, even though it says the Millionaire Real Estate Agent, again, much like your sales funnel, you can apply this book to any business and be successful. So this has the models and systems that you need in order to create a well-rounded business. So, and also it even tells you how to net $1 million with their systems too. Our operating principal, Chris Suarez, the one who owns our Experience Brokerage Network, he actually took this book and he applied the systems and models to his business, and he grew his business to $30 million in just 3 years. This is a tried and true testament book on how to grow your business. All right, what else? Script off. We're not going to do a script off today. I'm gonna kind of cut it short a little bit for us today. I'm very surprised because usually I take a lot longer. I'm surprised that I'm about an hour shy. Do we guys? Let's open it up for questions. Do we have any questions at all?
Kind of irrelevant, but are you in Eugene?
Yeah.
What office are you in? Because I've never seen you at the office.
I used to be in the Eugene Market Center, but when COVID hit, we created the Agent Services Division to blanket all the market centers. So now I just I work from home, but you should see me in the Market Center every once in a while. Any other questions?
I have a question, Morgan. It's kind of technical question. I wanted to use email signature template provided on our KW design section with my photo, but it comes out blurry when I insert it to my Gmail account. How to resolve that? I mean,
okay. I'll send you.
Clear.
I'll send you an email right after this class, and hopefully we can get that squared away today. Okay.
Great, thanks. Do you need my?
Oh, you muted yourself again. I should be able to find your email for you. Any other questions?
Where's the easiest place to find the trainings on how to do different things inside Command? It's like I understand the basic stuff, so I can get my people in, I can do my database and stuff, but like designs is kicking my butt, and just kind of navigating all of it is still kind of a struggle. And I've tried to kind of dig through some trainings, but some of the ones I'm finding just are sort of the basics, and maybe I just haven't gone far enough into them because there's a bunch of little short vignette type ones. That's kind of been my struggle, I guess.
Yeah, I have a couple resources for you. So first and foremost, let me see here. Oh, I don't. Let me stop my share. So first and foremost, what I have is I have a training every Thursday. So if you're looking for something specific, like a couple weeks ago we had designs, but this is a 6-class rotating schedule that's that you can always join and participate in. So I'll drop the link for this flyer in the chat box, and if you copy the QR code it'll jump you into the live Zoom. But if you click on the blue titles, it'll open you up into a Google Classroom where you can work at your own pace, and we have the live recordings. Aside from that, I also have 2 other resources for you. One's going to be kwtechhelp.com, which is basically a one-stop shop for all your resources. I built this out of KW landing pages. So again, think of Command as a one-stop shop for your business. Think of KW Tech Help as a one-stop shop for your resources. And last but not least for you, I have a video series that is called Take Command in 2 minutes. So I have 31 videos on here, which are about 2 minutes long, that talk about different types of topics within KW Command.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Any other questions? Okay. Perfect. I just want to say how much of a pleasure it was to teach you guys. Again, sorry for the short for the 1 hour short, but I'm sure you guys can take this time and reach out to some other individuals in your database. Before we leave, did anybody else get any other text messages?
I made a
got
lunch.
that.
What was
I made
that?
lunch. Go ahead.
Yeah, I got 2 back.
Perfect.
And
Perfect. John?
at one of them, I have a meeting next week. Sorry, I have a meeting next week with one of them. So
Awesome. I'm so proud of you. And look at that. It was just a quick 5-minute text message. And you guys, it's amazing to see, our technology and our strategies being able to be utilized in different assets. John.
I made lunch plans for tomorrow.
Awesome. Yeah, loving it. One other thing that I forgot to mention inside of our class here today is if you guys are posting on social media, I get this question a lot saying, how can I, as a single real estate agent, stand out from all the other real estate agents in social media? And the biggest thing that I have to say is it's building those relationships, right? It's about personality. It's about finding your niches. And what I mean by that is me, somebody who doesn't know anything about skateboards or, skating, any of that, it's going to be a lot harder for me to join a skating group and be reputable and have people know what I'm talking about, right? Or vice versa. In social media, it really all depends on who you are and building relationships, right? I'm a tech guy. I mean, I've loved tech since before I got in this position. So you'll always see like texts or mini facts or something on my page that's always interested to me. And what you'll find on social media is you'll attract other individuals that have those same similar interests. So again, find your niches, whether it be, and this is the cool thing, in social media, it's very much like reality TV shows. Like we always like to watch what other people's lives are like, and very similar is the same on social media. So if you can create any kind of videos with your hobbies, anything that you like, whether it be cooking, gardening, taking pictures, things like that, you'll be amazed to see how much more interaction you'll have rather than posting a just listed, for sale, and ads. People want to know who you are. People are genuinely interested in just those regular home videos, I guess I'd say, that don't cut yourself short trying to make a picture perfect ad when you could just make a market update with you in a video really quick. So that's going to be my other piece of advice for you. I think for that, yeah, I think that's about it for me. Anything else, you guys?
I have a question. Where do you go to get like market updates, like what the market's doing? Because everyone's talking about, oh, it's going up, it's going down, like whatnot. Where do I get the information for that?
Vanessa, what market center are you from?
KWCC.
Now I'm not entirely sure, but I believe all of our market centers have a email. I think it's every morning that goes out that's called TMO Reports. Have you seen this?
I constantly get one, but I don't think it's that.
And if not, you can just ask your leadership team, ask Sarah or Veronica if if you guys have TMO reports. And really what it is, it's just basically a sheet of numbers that tell a story of what's going on in your local area. So it's just saying, are you up? Are you down? How many listings? How many, so within. And yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I've never gotten those.
Another thing, Vanessa, is within KW Command, we have a small bits of tech that auto generate this for us as well. So I'll show you that. If you reach out to me in email, I'll be able to send you a little snippet so you can kind of see it.
Okay.
All right, you guys. That's it for me. Please don't be a stranger. If you like this class here today, tell Mara, tell Aaron, so they can invite me back next class. And again, I'm always here for you. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
Bye, Morgan. Thank you.